You will never find somebody who will give you all the money you need. That person doesn't exist. And your party will definitely stand with you. But it's crazy that this is so simple. The only way to get money is to ask for it. So now, some of you are married. So today, go and ask your wife, I want a contribution to your wife. That's the first test, whether your wife believes in you. And let that be the first test. Because if your wife does not want to invest in your campaign, now how do you ask this? A poster, an A2 poster on Nassau Street costs 350 shillings. So you tell your wife, you say, by the way, why don't you give me 35,000 shillings for 100 posters? As a test. Then you call your brothers and sisters. By the way, brothers and sisters, every family now has WhatsApp group. So go to your family WhatsApp group and say, everybody give me 35,000 shillings. Those are 100 posters. That's how you fundraise. Then next, you look for your old students, OGs, OBs. Say, by the way, I'm in the race now. Today I was at DP, you dropped this photo here of this press conference. The thing is serious, the way you say here. You then tell everybody, if you give me 350,000 shillings, those are 1,000 posters. If you give me 35,000, those are 100 posters. That's how you fundraise. Then you draw a list of those you know, and you start calling. Now the bad news is 80% of those you call will not kill you. I'm telling you from experience. Because my job is fundraising. That's my main job. So in politics, you must have enough people to believe in you to support you. Don't go and sell your father's land. Don't sell your children's house. Don't mortgage where you're staying. But find people who can believe in you. And they'll believe in you based on the other things I'm talking about. Then they invest. They give you money. So, those are the 4 pillars. In fact, it's the master key of winning. So start by knowing who you are. So if I ask each of you, talk about yourself now. Assuming these are voters. Will they be impressed about what you think is important? I'm talking about your past accomplishments. And the things I'm saying also apply to those of you who are here. Perhaps some of you want to start your own media house. Some of you want to do master's degree. You want to go for PhD. It also applies to you. Until you remember what you have achieved in the past, you cannot tackle the challenges that are in front. And that's why David went to the battlefield and he had to remind himself how he killed a lion to protect his father's flock. So remind yourself of your past achievements. Now, that is the answer to your anxiety. Why is DP still insisting that it can be done? Because we have done it before. DP has led Uganda before. But I'm sure I can even bet on my grandmother's grave that none of you tell your voters that DP was ever in government. And it is DP which laid the foundation of this economy which they are talking about. Of the coffee and the cotton and the tobacco, allowing farmers to get value. You think it is abusing President Museveni's mother which will get you elected? No! Ultimately, everybody wants to feel something in their pocket. And that's what DP is known for. And the other day when I spoke publicly and I said, it is DP that laid the foundation for the economic policy which allowed Uganda to have double-digit growth. I even named the DP leaders who designed the economic policies. Gonzalo Mulemas, Kafumbe Mukasa, Professor Yoweri Chesimira, Robert Kitariko. Those are the people. And when DP left the NRM government in 1996, the economic growth declined. Now those are facts. So why are you not talking about those things? First, you don't know yourself. You even don't know your party. So then how can you represent your party if you don't know it? So, I have given you a hint about what will be the content of our candidates' training. I want to thank Mr. Kennedy Mutenyo, our Election Management Committee Chairman, for really educating Ugandans. That man, his father was a victim of the brutality of this country. His father was a key member around. So, of late he has been going around telling people things about DP, and everybody is keeping quiet and wondering, is this DP? Because we have allowed you night dancers in the media space to tell lies about our party. And meanwhile, all of you here are quiet. You are not even challenging anybody. They keep telling lies about DP. So Kennedy Mutenyo has been going to the radio station and saying, by the way, this is who we are. And that is how we are going to become. That's why we are here. And that's why we will never cross to any other party. So if you know DP, you know that even those who have left DP keep talking about DP. President Museveni left DP long ago, but it hasn't gotten out of his brain. That he still imagines that he's child of DP. He keeps saying it all the time. We no longer even respond to him. Not useful anymore. So, remember those four things. Tell your story. Tell the story of your party. Build a strong campaign structure of credible people. Make sure that you have a message which is clear and simple. And then ask for money. That's how you win an election. Okay, it sounds simple, but it's not easy because it requires that you wake up and do something. I did it. And you are going to meet people who are going to lecture you. They'll look at you, Joe, walk up here and say, you're young, why are you going with this thing? You first wait, let Uganda settle down. Actually, this is the best time to jump in. There's no better time now to jump in the fray than now. You know, an unstable vehicle is the one which can be maneuvered very easily. Those of you who know Newton's laws of motion, you know, a state of inertia is not good. It's very, very bad. Because inertia, according, if you haven't forgotten that book called Abbott, inertia, they say a body at rest. Even us who became leaders of the DP, we jumped in at a moment of great instability. Actually, there was total chaos in DP when we jumped in. Sebagala was there raising dust, there was this group, and I was there in Bulu observing, saying, yeah, this is now the right time. I cannot say, let me first wait for it to settle down. I cannot wait and say, let the party first. I didn't wait for it to settle down. I jumped on a vehicle which was moving on 2 tires and just prayed that it does not overturn with me on top there. So, I want to encourage those of you who are here. There's no better time to jump. And remember, there's a transition coming. And everybody is holding on to what they have while they are preparing. And there's no secret. I can even say it openly that in a few years' time, there will be a renewal in this country. So I really, really congratulate you on making the decision to be part of it. I've already told you. Because for us, we made our decision. I think for my generation, what we have is not none of my generation. Abad is the only one of them. We kept on being snapped. You attack, you are beaten, and you retreat. You reorganize. You attack again, you are beaten, and then you come back. And that's how we gained the trust of the elders and leaders in the party. For everything. He planned his campaign, he went there, and he collided with the very, very bitter winter. In fact, most of them died while retreating. So what matters most is that you don't give up. You keep coming on and on. Lastly, we want the country to know that we are going to use what is called targeting. So our campaign is not going to be about quantity of candidates. Our campaign is going to be about quality of candidates. Generally, voters are not happy with the way things are going on in this country. So our members of parliament must be the kind of leaders who are going to represent the real interests of the citizens. I was speaking to a candidate who is going to contest in Kagoma. Now, the incumbent in Kagoma was even beaten in the primaries. So that's a constituency we can actually take. Very soon we are going to come here with incumbent members of parliament who are going to announce that they are now coming to contest on DP ticket. I know some of you have been excited about the movements, but you are going to see more movements now towards. There's even a candidate who is coming to be part of DP. Many actually from Western Uganda. Because DP is the campus of Ugandan politics. Forget about these other parties that we those ones are like temporary structures. Are they called football? Is it the one? Temporary structures. Like those people build during. Is that what they are? This is what it is. That is not it. We are talking about, we need to get a better word. We have a better word in Acholi, but people will not understand it. Bololien. It's called Bololien. It is a temporary structure which is built during like the last funeral rites. So that is what these other parties are. The ones that I imagine now, like mushrooms. Those are temporary structures. They are like these mabati houses of road contractors. You see them. They have emerged along the highways because the project is there. So for them, 2026 is a project. So they come and even put a generator, they put lights, they put mabati, they create almost a temporary. They even hold meetings and sing songs and so on. But soon thereafter, the whole thing will come down. So that is what Uganda is going through. And really, for those who have remained in DP, you are really privileged. You know, we must not share the credit for guarding democracy with many people. Let us be free. And really, in future, our history will be written differently. Because some of you have been getting discouraged by the departures of some of our members. We wish them well. DP is not a prison. You are free to go. Because we have done our best to keep people in the party. I want to promise you we are going to have many victories in 2026. And how we are going to do it is our own business. I'm not going to tell you in the press conference that this is how we are going to get it. But we can assure you we are going to do it through targeting. I'm hoping that some of those who did very well in the last election will come back, and this time they will be able to win. I want to invite those who have questions in English to ask, and you are free to ask any question. Whether I've talked about the subject or not.
Democracy, DP has always campaigned to have in this country. When you were appointed the minister for justice, some of the opposition people were happy that they have their man in the cabinet to talk about the issues as guided by the Supreme Court on electoral reforms. But up to now, it is 4 years, 3 years in office, and these electoral reforms seem to have been stopped by maybe the president, maybe the parliament, maybe the ministers themselves. But do you see any future for Ugandans in 2026 elections without these electoral reforms? Because what we saw, like for instance in Barara, where the army was getting ballot boxes and taking them, what we have seen in NRM, where people are shot, where the army is in front of the elections, what is really stopping these electoral reforms from at least being seen such that we are hopeful that we are going to have a smooth transition of this government? What is stopping this?
Political will. I have said before that as a DP, we have taken our proposals on changing the electoral system up to the ICON summit. We don't agree with the way we are electing leaders now. In fact, our electoral reforms are not even in the Supreme Court proposal. Those Supreme Court proposals are cosmetic. For us, we are proposing fundamental reforms which will allow citizens to have a very short election period. Why should we spend 4 months in elections? What we are proposing is proportional representation. The President has said it needs to be studied. But we will not give up. We will keep on campaigning for it. Of democracy. That's why DP is the only party where you can have leaders being criticized openly, even inside meetings. Have you seen it in any other political party? In the other political parties, we have ayatollahs. In DP, we don't have an ayatollah. I'm not an ayatollah. That's why you can see people can call a press conference for purposes of insulting the party president. Why do we allow that? We don't allow that because we are weak. We allow that because we can answer it democratically. If somebody brings an argument and says, Mao, you are the worst leader we have had since the earth was created, I have my mouth, I can respond. Why do I have to beat you up? I don't need to beat you up. That kind of democracy, so we need to change political culture. And you had your election, it was so chaotic, Uganda Journalists Association. Was it a lack of reforms? You have a wonderful constitution, I've read it, the constitution of Uja. So why were you fighting in your election? Because of now in the law, the culture of dialogue is going to be good. And also, when Parliament decided that it should be a condition of receiving funding through the National Consultative Forum, now we have got reports. FDC has now said they are willing to come and sign. And the signing will be public, you know. So you will have Amuriat sitting next to President Museveni, next to me, next to Jimmy Akena. Then you will have Chagulanyi, all sit together as Uganda. Because they are being engaged. And these resources are national resources. And I think what matters most is to send a message to Ugandans that if I become president, this one does not need to go to exile. That is the best thing that I could achieve, to send that message. That culture is important. And you cannot also say, me as Mao, I'm not going to appear. I'm going to send Joe Wakabi. You go there to represent me. If you don't participate fully, you also do not get the funding. So the nutty is tough. It is tough. But that's what Parliament has done. And let's give it a try. It is an experiment. It is good for Ugandans to see us talking to one another. It is not about ego. Why should you have ego? Imagine if the Ugandan leaders had talked to one another. Why would Dr. Bote not talk to King Frederick Mutesa? They were partners. Instead of bombing the Lubiri and forcing the king to go into exile. Why? I'm going to send you a copy of the book called The Separation of My Kingdom for you journalists, to see how sad it was, what we did to each other. Why couldn't Dr. Bote talk to his minister? He says he doesn't want to talk to me, but me, I want to talk. And I'll never refuse to talk to him, because he's a member of this party and we love him. And he must know that it's not about me. Me, I'm just a gatekeeper of the party. I don't own the party. We did our best to convince Dr. Lulman to stay. But for the time being, he has gone to PFM. Others have continued to migrate, so on. But DP always stays in people's hearts. But we are proud that our genes are in every political party. You know, the DP gene is very, very strong. Our gene is in NRM, our gene is in FDC, our gene is in PFF.
ffenna okuteeka mu kasengejja kati tusigadde ne ba MPs betugenda okusunsulamu naye nga tulina okubasomesa ate abagenda okwesimbawo sigamba nti bagenda kuvuganya kusiikuula nfuufu just raising dust naye kuvuganya na kuwangula embeera gye tulimu kaseera ka kazigizigi naye nga ke kaseera ate akasingira ddala obulungi eri omuntu yenna ayagala okukulembeze mu ggwanga kyokulabirako yenze bwe nafuukira omukulembeze wa DP akaseera kaali kazibu nnyo ng'ekyombo kyaffe kiri mu mayengo abamu ne balowooza nti aa lindako embuyaga ekendeere tugamba nti aa kano ke kaseera akatuufu era ebintu ne tubiyingiramu ne tuwangula ne tutandika okutereza ekibiina na kukizimba twasanga ababaka 16 twatuuka ku levo y'ababaka 15 n'ogattako n'owa ER weewaawo tubadde n'ebizibuzibu naye okuva embalala twasobodde okusuubiza bamemba ba DP tugenda kufuna ababaka bangi okusinga be tulina kati kubanga tugenda kukola kye tuyita targeti waliwo constituency ezimu ze tugenda okuyingiramu ate abantu beewuunye n'okwewuunya kubanga bajja kuba tebakisuubira DP esobola okuwala ekyokubiri ne ba MP abali mu palamenti kati mulimu abamu abasazeewo okutwegattako nga DP era mu kaseera akatali kawala tugenda kulanga ekirala waliwo abafunye ebisago mu kalulu kano aka NRM akakaddwa nabo bagenda kuyingira wano batwegatteko tugenda kwaniriza bamulekwa bangi nnyo 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 kibiira kyaffe ate gwe mulimu gwa DP okusingira ddala twayaniriza Besigye nga mulekwa mu 2000 netwaniriza Mama Mbabazi nga mulekwa bamulekwa bangi baddukira wano mu Democratic Party kubanga DP kyekibiina ekyoluberyeberi ekyasookera ddala mu byobufuzi bino byenjogera mazima gennyini kubanga abasinga twogedde nabo kati nno mwabavuddeyo okwata bendera ya DP mutunuulire ensonga zino ziri nnya ensonga esooka manya ebyafaayo bya DP kubanga womanye ebyafaayo bya DP tewali ajja kutiisatiisa kubanga ekibiina kyoba okimanya era nga bwe muwulira oluyimba lwa Buganda ekitiibwa kya Buganda basooka kugamba nti ekitiibwa kya Buganda kyafa weewaawo babaddewo embeera nga n'obwakabaka bulinga ng'obuwambiddwa naye nga wojjukira ebyedda oddamu amaanyi aboogera ku byenfuna mumanye nti DP yazimba ebyenfuna bya Uganda omulimi wa ttamba owa mwanyi owa pamba asobole okufunamu ate abamu abatwogerera bayerabira dda nti DP yakulemberako Uganda kati no mu Uganda waliwo ebibiina 3 byokka ebyakulemberako Uganda waliwo ekya DP ekya UPC ne NRM ebibiina ebirala byonna tebimanyi okulembera Uganda kyeki ate waliwo ebibiina ebirala biringanga weevu zino embuyaga zino eziyitawo bo buli lwe balaba nti waliwo okuvuganya nga baleeta ba candidates kyoba olaba nti oluusi obukulembeze bwe tufuna tebuweereza bannayuganda na bumalirivu nakyogera dda etaala ereeta enswa yereeta n'ebizezengere abamu balonda ebizezengere nga balooza nswa ne bazingiza mu palamenti kati balajjana embeera ya Uganda bwetuuse kati yeetaaga ng'omukulembeze osobole okwenyonyolako naye abamu bwe bababuuza nti mweyogereko mutandika kwogera ku byali embala Museveni kyeki kati gwe LC1 akunyigiriza ku kyalo akulemye onoofulumya President Museveni LC3 ow'eggombolola akutulugunya tosala byemwogerako oba Supreme Court n'awalala njagala mumanye nti ffe nga DP twagala tukyuse n'engeri gye tulondamu twagala abantu balonda ebibiina so si kati kyokubiri twagala buli MP abeere ng'akiikirira abantu 15,000 ekyo kijja kukendeeza ku sayizi ya palamenti kati palamenti yaffe esinga n'eya Amerika esinga ne palamenti y'Ebungereza tetwagala palamenti edde ku sayizi tonoko bwe tukozesa fomula eyo eya DP ababaka bajja kuba 3 ababaka bajja kuweza 3 kuba buli mubaka wakiikirira abantu 15,000 nga bwe tuli linganga mu miliyoni 45 kitegeeza nti ababaka bajja kuba 3 ekyo kijja kuyambako ne naye nga omuntu yenna ategeera ensonga ziri mu ggwanga waliwo enjawulo okubeera n'amateeka amalungi ate ekyokubeera n'embeera byegobera amateeka ate kyo kirala nnyo kubeera n'amateeka tekitegeeza nti amateeka bajja gagoberera tulina okusiga omutima omupya mu buli munnayuganda nga bwe kiri mu Democratic Party buli gyombalaba tusekerera nti tuli kibiina kya kavuyo naye nga ndowooza mukizudde nti akavuyo ke mwalaba ak'eddakiika 5 tekaali na kavuyo naye mu DP tulina culture wabaawo obutakaanya buli omu oleeta ekirowoozo kye ne tusalawo tusobola okukayana naye nga eyo ye culture ya demokrasiya entuufu tufe abalwanira okubeera n'ebibiina ebingi enkola ya multiparty era tukubiriza buli munnayuganda ateeke essira mu kukyusa culture ya demokrasiya kubanga amateeka amalungi bigalina amateeka gagamba totulugunya munnayuganda naye bulijjo tulaba babatuuka ate nga amateeka weegali aba NRM balina amateeka malungi nnyo naye twalaba obwana bwa Nasale nga bulonda waliwo n'omukyalo omu eyali olubuto n'omwana atanazaalibwa ne bamubaliramu naye mulonzi naye nga amateeka weegali tuteeke essira mu culture ate ebyobufuzi abantu abagenda mu kalulu babeere nga balina omutima gw'okuweereza ku Uganda so si kufuuka bannakyeka
ebibiina ebyakasayininga byolinako ebitaano ku luzungu obyogeddeko naye ebibiina
tulina ebibiina ebyasayingadda NRM, UPC, DP, JEMA ne PPP. FDC batuwandiikidde bagenda kusayira. Abannu bali mukulu era nsuubira saawa yonna oba kubegayirira oba kubafukamira ndi mwetegefu kubanga kikola ku lw'Abannayuganda sifaayo sikikola ku lwange. Kati singa gwenze wandikiseemu kandidate ali omu mu DP
okwogerezeganya n'ebibiina ebiri ku ludda okuvuganya okusimbawo kandidate
enteekateeka teriyo. Kandidate ali omu badelegates abakungaanya embalala basalawo ku kandidate. Kati tulina bano